Hey everybody, welcome back to the show. Um this week I'm feeling a little sick, so I'm going to try to keep the sneezing and the sniffling to a minimum if I can. Um a lot of the things that I have on my show notes are from previous weeks. Kind of some of them are even from a couple months ago. So bear with me. Some of these things may seem a little not outdated, but like, oh, we've already heard of that. That happened a couple weeks ago, maybe a month ago. But because of everything that's been going on with the last couple episodes that I've recorded, um, I'm still trying to catch up with everything that I wanted to talk to you guys about. So here we go. Remember, following me on Instagram at the Jesus Show NTO, Twitter at Jesus Show NTO, Facebook. You can find me. Type in the Jesus Show, not that one. TikTok at the Jesus Show, not that one. YouTube, you can type in the Jesus Show, not that one, or the Jesus Show NTO. Actually, you know what? I think I'm lying to you. On YouTube, type in the Jesus Show, not that one, because I think I tried the Jesus Show NTO and it wasn't working. So, YouTube, type in the Jesus Show, not that one. Then email me your questions, comments, and concerns. The Jesus Show NTO at gmail.com. All right. I have a funny story. Would you call it funny? Interesting. Maybe interesting is a better word for it. Uh, this past weekend, we went to go see the last game of the season for the Revolution. AJ and the New England Revolution came into town to play the Chicago Fire, and we were very fortunate, and we were able to go see the game and hang out with AJ for a little bit. But I'll get to that because we ended up at the wrong stadium, and then we ended up making friends, and then we ended up at the right stadium. So that was kind of cool. It was a very interesting, cool, just the way it happened. I thought it was kind of cool. Okay, let's get into it. So the first thing I wanted to talk about. Oh yeah, okay. So have you guys seen the new trailer for The Little Mermaid? Have you guys realized there's something different about Ariel this time around? Let me help you out. If you haven't seen the trailer for the new live action Little Mermaid, she's black. And apparently a lot of people have, well, when I say a lot of people, I shouldn't say a lot of people because I don't know if that's a lot of people. But the people that are having an issue are making the most noise, I guess is a better statement. Um, I've overheard two people in town as I've been walking around when that Little Mermaid trailer came out. I heard two different people. I heard a man and a woman. They were talking about it, and all I heard was, "Can you believe Ariel's black?" And I went, "Okay." Uh, it doesn't matter that Ariel's black. Ariel could be Asian. Ariel could be Hispanic. Ariel could be black. Ariel could be white. Ariel could be whatever they want. Whoever's putting out the movie, whoever's putting out the story, Ariel can be whatever the fuck she wants. Or I should say, whoever's making the movie or telling the story can make the character whatever color they want. Why, you ask? Because Ariel is a made up fucking character. That's why. Just because you grew up and I grew up with Ariel that was white and had red hair doesn't mean that Ariel needs to stay that way forever. She doesn't. She doesn't even have to be a she. They can change she to he. They can change it to whatever the fuck they want. Why? Because it's a made up character. Crazy idea. I don't know how many mermaids you know, but I know zero amounts of mermaids. I don't give a shit what color they make her. What I care about is the story. What I care about is, how is this movie going to be good? Is it going to be good? I'm in the school of thought of, if you remake a Disney classic like that and stick to the same story, okay. Can you kind of reinvent it and make it better? I'd like that. I'd like to see something new. I mean, my personal opinion is, I don't want them remaking shit that's already been done. It's lazy. Come up with something else. Come up with a new character. Come up with a new storyline. Come up with something new. Why do you gotta feed us the same shit over and over again? I've heard many people being upset that there's a Lord of the Rings prequel. I believe it's on Amazon Prime. Or Amazon. Is it called Amazon or Amazon Prime? Whatever you can see Amazon's streaming stuff. They have a prequel to The Lord of the Rings. And apparently it's amazing. I want to say it's 7 to 8 episodes. And if you guys don't know the budget on this fucking thing, it's like over $700 million. I think is the budget. Which means each episode is close to $100 million to shoot. Each fucking episode. That's insane. I have to watch this show to see what they're using that money for. Because that kind of money on a show should be blowing all of our balls off. Nobody should be walking around with balls. We should be watching this, and every single week, boom, my balls have been blown off. But in that series, there's black elves, and people are upset that there's black elves. Again, real quick, elves aren't real. Elves could be any color, any ethnicity that the person writing, directing, or telling the story wants them to be. Don't know why people... I don't understand. First off, I don't understand still why there's people in this world that hate other people for the pigment or because of the color of their skin. That's stupid. I believe what we all have is melanin. God damn it, I hope I'm right. Anyways, what I'm trying to say is, we all have different skin tones, right? And there's still people, till this day, 2022, insane, that there's people still out there that look at black people and go, I don't like them because they're black. What? Huh? Are you fucking stupid? Like, how much... Clearly somebody doesn't love you enough. I think our neighbors are taking out the trash. I just heard something. I was like, wait, sorry. It's insane to me that someone looks at another person and goes, I don't like them because they're black, because they're Hispanic, because they're Asian, because they're blah, 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 blah. That doesn't... I don't understand that. Like, if you are bothered by a fictional character being non-white, let me help you out. You're racist. And that's fine. You don't have to not be racist. But I'm just letting you know that you're a piece of shit. That's it. That's it. You're a piece of shit. That shouldn't matter to you. What should matter is how that person, whoever it is, and not necessarily the character, forget the character, I'm talking about real life. You should see somebody and go, oh, I like them because they're nice, they're caring, they're willing to help me out, or when they need help, they call me, and we talk, we watch sports, blah blah blah, whatever it is. I like that person because they're dope. And if you're like, I don't like that person, and somebody goes, well, why? And you go, oh, because they're black, they're Mexican, ugh, they're Asian. Like, that's it? That's fucking stupid. Oh, it's insane to me. But you know what? There's a lot of shit that's still going on in this world. That's happening in this world. That it's not mind-boggling. I just can't believe that a lot of this shit is still around. It's odd. And I just hope that I'm able to teach our son to be a good person. To be a good person, because to be a good person is what you should do. You should be a good person. And you shouldn't be a good person and expect a reward for it. You should be a good person because that's what we all should do. That's my opinion on that. Oh yeah. Student loan forgiveness. I don't know if you guys have heard, but President Biden has said that he's going to forgive, I believe, up to $10,000 for qualifying borrowers. I think I said that right. And a lot of people are pissed. And I'm not understanding why anybody would be pissed about that. Something happened a couple years ago. COVID happened. And something that I never thought would happen ever happened, where the world shut down. And I don't even have to think about the world, just America shut down. I never thought in a million years, if you were to tell me, do you think if somebody from the future were to come to me right before all this shit happened in 2020, they would have said, you're going to be out at work for a year, you're not going to do anything, and people are going to be afraid to go out and blah, 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 blah. I'd be like, what the fuck are you talking about? Never in the history would I think that. But it happened. And I mean, I got behind on some shit. And I can only imagine that if we got behind on some shit, a bunch of other people got behind on some shit. And so like that crazy thing happened. And then I think I'm trying to tie it into the loan forgiveness, but I don't know how. And I think I just fucked up, and I apologize for that. Let's get back to the loan forgiveness. I think it's a good thing. It's a good thing. Wipe out some debt. All this money shit, it doesn't matter. It's all fucking make believe anyways. Like, here's some paper that is this color and has these numbers on it, and then give me the stuff. I mean, when people say, "Oh, well, the national debt is gonna just continue to go up," guess what? It's in the fucking trillions already. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? Like, is that shit ever gonna get paid off? No, I'm gonna tell you right now. No, it's never gonna get paid off. And if it does get paid off, I will be shocked. But there's a ticker. I believe somebody told me there's a ticker, and it shows the national debt, and it just keeps going up and 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 up. What's another fucking $7 billion on top of that shit? Who the fuck cares? You know, we spend so much fucking money on bullshit. More money for tanks, more money for this, more money. Let's use some of this money for shit here for us. Let's use it for education, for healthcare, for fucking college, for school, for daycare, for maternity leave, for paternity leave. Let's do shit like that. Let's help this fucking country, goddammit. It's fucking gross. Yeah, loan forgiveness, good. Good. I hear other people when they go, "Oh, I paid off all my loans. Everybody should too." That's the dumbest shit I've ever heard in my life. What that is you paid it off. Good for you. Good for you. Guess what? We're fortunate enough that they're going to forgive X amount of our school loans. That's just the way shit works sometimes. Life isn't fair all the time. Why is it that when I had cancer, why is it that at my age I survived? Why is it that there were kids that had cancer? Why is it that there's kids that have cancer and they die? And this dumbass over here gets to survive. It's a fucked up thing that happens. Here's another thing. Let's say tomorrow, president comes out or whoever comes out and goes, all chemotherapy and radiation will be free to everybody who has cancer from now on. Do you think I'm going to go piss and moan and boo hoo hoo hoo? Well, I had to pay thousands of dollars for my treatment, so no. Nobody gets it for free. That's a dick fucking move. Yeah, sure. Go have all of their chemo paid for. Have all of their radiation paid for. The fuck do I care that I had to pay for it? That's what I had to go through. I was unfortunate enough to go through a time where I had to pay for the chemo and the radiation. But what, all of a sudden it's going to be free and I'm going to go, "No, well, I paid for it. You're supposed to, if you have the sickness, you have to pay for it. You can't get it for free." Fuck that shit. At this point, for how great a lot of people say America is, oh, we're the best country in the world. Are we? Because there's a lot of shit that we don't have that other countries have. I'm just saying. For a certain group out there who likes to pray to a certain magic man, they're all about Jesus and love and family and this and that. But when it comes to, hey, how about you give me 12 weeks off, paid for, so I can spend some time with my newborn, so I can be around for my child, so I can be a good dad, so I can show my son, hey, I'm here for you, buddy. How about giving us that? No. They don't want any of that. No, that's socialism. No, you're not going to learn anything. Fuck you. That's what I say to them. Fuck you. Because, 4 days after my son was born, I had to go to work? Yeah, I think there's a lot of... And I don't know... If I knew how to fix all the world's problems, or at least our problems here in the States, I would. But I don't know. I don't know how to fix this shit. But hey, I have some ideas. What we're doing isn't working right now, so... Excuse me. Have you guys seen Chad and JT Go Deep on Netflix? If you haven't, it's hilarious. I believe it's a 6-episode series. Each episode goes together. So, I mean, you could watch it out of sequence, but it makes more sense if you watch it in order. JT and Chad, they're two comedians. They have a podcast, and they're hilarious guys. They're your typical California surfer dudes, and when they're when they're on their show, they're definitely like, "Hey, what's up? What's going on?" Um, but it's funny. It's a fun, silly show to watch. I suggest you guys watch it. I think each episode is maybe 20 to 25 minutes, so it goes pretty quick. But I watched it. I saw it because they were promoting it on their Instagrams, and I follow both of them. And I was like, oh, let me check this out. And I did, and I'm happy I did. It's hilarious. I don't know if I already told you guys, but I started watching the Welcome to Wrexham docuseries on Hulu. If you haven't watched it, you should watch it. Um, I like it because it's about soccer. I've talked to a couple people who have watched it that don't know anything about soccer, but are watching it, and they said that they're pretty hooked. So it's worth. I think what each episode. No, I don't even know how long each episode is. I mean, I know it's not. I don't think it's an hour. It doesn't feel like an hour. Maybe 30. I'll say it's anywhere between 30 to 50 minutes. Um, but it's so Ryan Reynolds and Rob McElhenney. You guys know who Ryan Reynolds is, obviously. Um, I should say you guys should know Rob McElhenney, obviously, as well. But he plays Mac on It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Um, I think another show that he has is Mythic Quest. I've never seen it. I've only heard of it. Uh, excuse me. So Ryan and Rob, they bought this team in Wales, the soccer team in Wales, and it's in Wrexham, Wales, and the team is called Wrexham. I think Wrexham FC is the name, and they bought it. They bought this team, and it goes through why they're buying this team, how they buy the team, because they have to have a meeting with like a bunch of people in the town because, excuse me, each supporter is like a board member. So all these board members, they had to hear Ryan and Rob's pitch, and then they all voted. I think they needed something like 80%, 75% of the votes saying yes, like they're willing to have them come in and buy the team. And I believe they got something crazy like 95% of the vote. Yes. It could have even been more. I don't remember, but it was a high number, and they were able to acquire the team. And then you see, like they tell the story of where Wrexham started in the like they tell Premier League, the Championship, blah 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 blah, and where Wrexham was, and then how they've fallen all the way down to the lowest league, if I remember correctly, and how they're trying to gain their way out of the lower leagues, even though all the leagues in Europe are very good, even the lower ones, but they're trying to uh, climb the table, and they bring in you know uh, some players, and they do all kinds of stuff, and things happen, and it's pretty interesting to watch. Um, I now follow Wrexham on Instagram, Twitter, and I have them on my ESPN alerts. So game days, I get alerts, and I'm always like, "Oh, okay, here we go, Wrexham, let's go." So it's kind of cool that now I have another team that I spontaneously started, not spontaneously, but that I recently started supporting. So that's really cool. I'd like to get one of their jerseys and, wear it around town. And then if somebody goes, "What's that?" I can be like, "Oh, it's Wrexham FC from Wales." But yeah, if you guys haven't watched it, take a gander at it. Again, it's called Welcome to Wrexham on Hulu. And if you guys don't like it, and then I didn't tell you to watch it, so no harm, no foul. In other news, Coolio recently passed away. Um, do you hear Thanatos breathing? He's right here. I don't know if you can see. No, I don't think you can see. Um, yeah, Coolio died. I got a. I don't think they want to hear you breathe on the mic, bud. Yeah, I don't think so. Um, I think it was last week. I got a CNN alert on my watch, and all I saw was CNN, and then it said Coolio, and I went, "Did he die?" So I go to my phone. My phone was on the charger, and yeah, sure enough, it said Coolio has passed away, and I was like, "Oh shit, that sucks." Um, I remember listening to a lot of Coolio's songs, and I remember, was it All That? I think he did the intro to All That on Nickelodeon. Um, yeah, Coolio was dope. I liked Coolio. Rest in peace, buddy. I don't know if I told you guys the apartment complex we used to live at in Vegas. I don't know if Coolio lived there or if he was visiting someone in the apartment complex. But one time we were walking the boys. It was between 7 and 8 at night, because that's when we would walk the boys usually at night. And it was cold. I had my beanie on. Allie had her beanie on. We had our coats on. We had the boys. And the boys were relatively. Or no, was it around the holidays? It could have been around the holidays. So the boys would have been like 6, 7 months. Yeah, because it was really cold. Um, so we're walking around, and I believe we had just left the dog park, and we're walking towards the back gate. And one of the dogs, I think I had Thanatos, he pooped on the rocks. When they were younger, as puppies, they tell you don't put your dog on the grass because of any kind of um, uh, viruses or germs or whatever. So we wouldn't let him on the grass for the first, I believe, 2-3 months that we had him. So they'd always be pooping and peeing on the rocks. Well, then as they got older, that's where they always wanted to poop and pee, in the rocks. They rarely peed and pooped on grass, and there wasn't much grass around the apartment complex or even around where we lived. A lot of the landscaping was dirt and rocks, because it's easier to maintain in Vegas. So Thanatos pooped on the rocks towards the back gate, and I'm holding him. I'm picking the poop up, and I hear this guy go, "Oh, those are nice dogs." And I'm bending down, and I have the poop in my hand, and I'm covering it to close out. I'm like, "Oh yeah, thanks, man." And he goes, "Oh yeah, I used to have a German Shepherd when I was a kid." I go, "Oh, cool." And I'm not looking at the person. I hear them, and I kind of like move my head to acknowledge that they're there, but I'm not turning my head completely to like, "Hey." So he says that I used to have German Shepherd. Excuse me. I think he said it was a female. And I went, "Oh." And then again, he says like, "Oh man, they're really, German Shepherds are good dogs." And I was like, "Yeah." Like, all right. So we start walking away, and then he started saying something else. And then I kind of got annoyed, because I do this thing where if I'm ready to start walking away from somebody and they keep talking to me, I get annoyed. Like, what the fuck, man? Or if I say like, okay, see you later, and like 3, 4, 5 times, where I'm like, okay, I gotta fucking go. Person keeps talking, then I get really annoyed, and I try not to show that I'm annoyed, but many times have I been told, no, we can tell you were annoyed because you didn't hide it. And then maybe some of the things that I've said, like I've told people, like, are we gonna sit here and talk all night, or can I go and do what I need to do? Like, oh shit, my bad. I'm like, well, I mean, I said I was gonna go, and you just keep talking. So what are we doing? So Coolio, again, I don't know it's Coolio at this point. All I hear is the person saying blah 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 something else, and in my head I'm like, okay. And I think I said out loud, I go, okay, we're doing this. And I turned and I looked, and it was him. I went, oh shit. In my head, I went, oh shit, it's Coolio. Because he had the little braided hairs everywhere. I went, oh, okay. And then some girl came out and she's like, oh, nice dog. I was like, oh yeah, thanks. And then, I mean, I think we had a 7 to 8, close to 10-minute conversation. As then he got a little closer. Allie was behind me. She got a little closer. And then we were like, all right, well, we got to go. Oh, okay. And it looked like he was getting something from his car and going to an apartment close to there. And as we were walking away, I look at Allie and go, you know who that was? She's like, I think so. It was Coolio. She's like, is it? That's who I thought it was. I was like, yeah, that's fucking dope. We just talked to Coolio. Like, what are the odds out of everywhere in the world we happen to run into Coolio? Like, what? That was fucking dope. So yeah, that's my Coolio story. We never saw him again. We only saw him that one time, which is why I wasn't sure if he lived there or not. We could have asked somebody that worked at the apartment complex, but I don't think I ever asked. I don't remember. If I did ask, I don't remember the answer. Uh, and then on a different note, one time we were leaving the back gate. We were exiting out of the back gate. It was in the afternoon. And Allie goes, oh, that was Stone Cold Steve Austin. And I went, get the fuck out of here, Stone Cold Steve Austin. What do you know about Stone Cold Steve Austin? Allie doesn't know anything about wrestling. I was like, what the fuck? What do you know about Stone Cold Steve? What do you know about 316? What do you know about drinking beer? Hell yeah. She's like, I know Stone Cold Steve Austin. I was like, no, you don't. Shut up. And then I think a week later, he posted a picture of a red Corvette. I think it was a red Corvette. I don't think it was a white one. I think it was a red Corvette. She's like, yeah, see, that's the one. And it said, he posted the picture and then it said Las Vegas, Nevada. And I was like, what? Like, nah, you Gracies. And then maybe a week after Allie saw him, he was coming in. We were going again the afternoon sometime. We were leaving the back gate, or leaving through the back gate with the dogs. We're walking. And I see this guy in this big truck. And he has like his arm out. And he's like, and he looks over, he's like, hey. And I went, hey. It's like, what's up, man? He's like, hey, how you doing? I was like, holy shit. That was Stone Cold Steve Austin. Then I told Al, I said, that's Stone Cold Steve Austin. It's like, I told you. I was like, I thought you were fucking around. I was like, again, what are the odds What are the odds of Jesse, try to talk, take two, and action. What are the odds of Stone Cold Steve Austin coming into the apartment complex? What? She's like, yeah, we see him over there at one of the townhomes. I was like, what the fuck? You're barely telling me now? It was dope. That was good times. Sorry. Okay. This happened to me the other day. Have you guys ever pooped? Sat on the toilet for so long that you forget you pooped? And then you go to wipe because you're like, wait, did I poop already? Did I poop? Did I wipe? And then you wipe and you see the poop on the toilet paper and you go, oh yeah, I did poop. It's happened to me more times than I'm proud to admit. Not proud to admit, but it happens to me more times than I would like to admit, I guess is what I'm trying to say. It's happened to me at least 5 times. Pardon me, I needed to wet my whistle. This happened to me a couple weeks ago. I sat down, and I mean, I had to take a mean shit. And in the listening to my podcast, playing my games, because I listen to my podcast, whatever podcast it is, Your Mom's House with Christina P. and Tom Segura, Two Bears Own Cave with Tom Segura and Bert Kreischer, I think it's the Always Sunny. Let me make sure I get this right, because the Always Sunny podcast, it's the podcast about It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. I listen to Hey Babe with Sal Volcano and Chris Stefano, Whiskey Ginger, Tiger Belly, Taste Buds, Bad Friends. Those are some of the podcasts that I listen to. So as they're playing, I'll play games. And then I just get into this world where, I don't know, maybe an hour passes. I don't know. Don't judge me. I'm trying to have some me time. So I pooped. But I think what happened is I pooped hard and fast when I first got on the toilet. Then I was like, blah! Let everything go. And then comes the playing and the listening. To then I went, wait, did I? I had to have. And here's the other thing. As I'm pooping, I turn around and I flush so that the poop smell doesn't stay. Because also, the boss of the house, she'll, every 5 minutes, she'll bang on the door. She goes, flush the fucking toilet. I'm like, whoa. You're making it smell. Which is crazy because when she poops, holy shit. Like the bathroom is right next to the baby's room. And when she poops, like if he's sleeping, I have to go get him and take him to safety to our room, upstairs to the studio, maybe the living room, make sure there's fans going because, oh my God. When Allie poops, when she poops, it smells, oh my God. Like imagine the worst smell you can think of or that you smelled, times that by 1,000. That's what Allie's poop smells like. It's incredible. They should use Allie's poop smell for wartime stuff. Like if the US gets into another war, they should just use her poop smell and then the enemy's going to go, no. We're done. Like, no, we give up. I don't want any of this. This is too much. Yeah, it's that bad. But yeah, it's happened to me where I'm like, did I? And then, oh, gross. Yeah, I have. Yeah, I don't know if it's ever happened to you guys, but it's happened to me. Okay, I'm going to end with this story. Sunday was decision day, hashtag decision day for MLS, meaning it's the last day of the season. Every team plays, and the Eastern Conference teams play at the same time. And then the Western Conference teams play after, all at the same time. I'm assuming they do this so that, let's say, 2 teams in the East play first, and then 2 other teams who, let's say one of the teams for the next game, they're like, okay, well, if these 2 teams play and this team wins, then we don't have to worry about it. But if the other team wins, then we have to win. So I'm assuming MLS is like, well, let's make sure that every team plays like to their full strength, to their full capacity, instead of, if you stagger the games, then they can go, oh, that team won. Okay, well, we're in the playoffs. We don't really have to do anything. Whatever. And they field either like a B team or they just kind of shit the bed because we don't. It doesn't matter whether we win or lose. Which I think is kind of crazy to think that teams would do that, because all these teams are professionals, and I don't see any of these teams just being like, whatever. Like, even if the game doesn't mean anything to either one of the teams, I don't think each team is just going to come out and go, whatever, I don't want to be here today. I don't think how that works, but whatever. So decision day, last game of the season. We were fortunate enough that New England was coming in to play the Chicago Fire. So I had asked AJ, hey, can we get some tickets? And he said, sure. So he tells me, hey, I got you some tickets. Perfect. So I was like, this is great. I get to take the baby to another MLS game. This will be his second MLS game. This will be my second MLS game with him. And not only is this his second MLS game, but this is his second MLS game in a different stadium. Then I thought to myself, I've never been to Soldier Field. This is going to be dope. So we get everything ready. We leave. We make the trek to Soldier Field. Well, the way we go to Soldier Field is, I don't know, some highway. I can't even remember the number of the highway. But on our way there's an accident in front of us. We didn't see the accident, but it happened apparently close to when we were approaching that part of the freeway. So we stop, emergency vehicles, and it's a 2-lane highway. So there's 2 lanes coming this way, 2 lanes going that way. We're going that way. There's 2 lanes. Emergency vehicles are on the shoulder. Excuse me. People are moving over. The emergency vehicles get there. People are out of their car. Like, I see a bunch of cars and their red brake lights turn off. I'm like, are they shutting off their cars? Sure enough, they're shutting off the cars. So I turn our car off. People are getting on top of their roofs. Like, what the fuck? So now he goes, I need to change the baby. You think I should change the baby? I'm like, yeah, change the baby. So she changes the baby. And then we're almost done. Like, Allie, she finishes changing the baby. And then this guy starts walking back. And he goes, they're starting to clear everything up. We're going to start moving. So we get back in the car. Baby's in his car seat. We turn on the car. Maybe another 5 minutes pass. And then we finally start moving. Thank God. We were stopped for about 20 minutes. So the time we were supposed to be at the stadium got even longer and longer. I was like, fuck. But then also at the same time, we were like, man, I hope nobody got seriously injured in this crash, because it kind of seems like it, because we're stopped. So we passed by, and I don't think, this is my assumption, I don't think anybody was severely hurt, but the cars weren't drivable. Like the one car got rear-ended, and I believe they were over here on this side, and the guy that was in the other car that I think did the hitting from the back, he was over here on this side, and he was on his phone. We go, we end up getting to Soldier Field. I'm like, yo, this is gonna be dope. So we park. Then we can't figure out where the fuck we go. Because it's like the parking to Soldier Field, to the Field Museum, to this, to that. And I was like, what the fuck? We park, we finally find the Bears store. So we go in there and we go, where do we go? And the lady goes, what are you trying to do? Or I said, how do we get into the stadium? And she's like, oh, you're going to have to go on a tour. And I went, what? I said, no, we're here for the game. And she's like, what game? I go, the Chicago Fire game. And I gave her some attitude. I was like, duh. She's like, there's no game today. I go, yes, there is. She was here. And I go, yeah. She's like, no. She's like, right outside of here, security would be set up and you'd see a bunch of people. And I was like, what? So then these two English brothers, they're like, oh no, they're having it in Bridgeview. I went, what? So yeah, you got to check their Twitter feed. They said that, they're having it over there. So we go, what the fuck? So Allie pulls it up. Sure enough, they're playing at old Toyota Stadium, which is, I think, SeatGeek Stadium now. I was like, motherfucker. So I call AJ. I go, hey, where are you guys playing? Are you guys in Soldier Field? And he goes, no. And I went, he goes, oh man. He goes, I thought I told you. I said, no. He's like, fuck. And I said, don't worry about it. We'll be there. We're like 15 minutes away. It's not that bad. So those two English brothers, they're like, yeah, we were going to go, but, it's somewhere else. So then as we're leaving, Allie goes, hey, why don't you go ask him if they want to come? I was like, no. Waiting for the elevator. And I don't know what it is. And I was like, yeah, sure. You know what? Let me go do that. So I go, hey, do you guys want to ride to the stadium in Bridgeview? And they go, oh, yeah, well, we were going to go take a shower and get ready and then go to the game. And I go, wait, the game is now. They went, no, it's at 7:30 at night. And I go, no, it's not. It's now. And what? So they check and they go, oh shit, it is. I go, yeah. I was like, I don't know what you guys are looking at. So they go, yeah, do you mind giving us a ride? I go, let's go. So we take them with us. We get into the car. We start talking. The one brother sitting next to me up front, he had just ran the Chicago Marathon. I was like, no shit. So he's showing us his medal, and his brother was like, I just came with him, because he was coming out here, and why not take a trip to Chicago? So he came over from England. We're like, oh wow, that's really cool. And they saw, I think they had seen a Chicago Bulls game the day before. And they're staying till today's Tuesday. They're staying till Friday because on Thursday they're gonna go watch a Bears game. It's like, oh man, that's amazing. But yeah, just trying to do Chicago up right. So then on the way there, I tell them, I go, did you guys already buy tickets? I said, no, we were just going to buy tickets there. And I go, well, AJ gave me 4 tickets and 2 of our friends bailed. So do you guys want them? I go, you guys are going to have to sit with us. Go, yeah, of course. So we get to the stadium. We get into the stadium and it's like the 15th minute. So luckily we haven't missed much. Still 0-0. I text AJ and I go, oh, we're at the right stadium. So we end up watching the game. AJ comes and says hi for a little bit. And then he leaves. And I think before he left, New England scored. And then in the 93rd minute, the Fire scored. Fuck. So the brothers were like, oh, that was a good game. We saw 2 goals, late goals. It's like, yeah, but I really was hoping to just have that one New England goal so they'd win. And then we were leaving, and then they told us, oh, we're going to take an Uber back to Soldier Field. And Allie goes, no, that's going to be like $100. Like, no, 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 it's fine. They ended up buying us some food and a couple drinks as a thank you. Like, hey, can we do anything? Can we buy you something? We were like, you don't have to do anything. And they were, no, please let us. So they bought us that. And then they were like, hey, can like if you guys can take us back, that'd be great. We'll give you. We're like, no, 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 we're not doing this shit for you to give us anything. So we took them back to uh, Soldier Field, and then they're like, hey, if you guys are ever in England around this area, let us know. And I said, hey, if you guys are ever back this way, let us know, and we'll hang out with it again. It was nice. It was really nice. It was the being in back of the accident. I was like, fuck. And then going to the wrong stadium, I was like, fuck. But then it ended up pretty cool. We made new friends, and we were able to see soccer game. The baby was watching the game very intensely. He was looking around, making some noises. Really cool. It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. Shout out to AJ for the tickets. Thanks, bud. And that's all I want to talk to you guys about. Hopefully, it didn't sound too sick, and it doesn't annoy you guys. If you guys didn't watch Cooking with Jesus, I did Cooking with Jesus for the first time. I don't know if I'm going to keep doing that, but I cooked some soft pretzels. If you haven't seen the video, go watch it on YouTube. Hope you guys like it. Maybe it's something that I'm going to start doing from now on. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Guys, remember, rate, like, subscribe. Tell everybody you know to listen to The Jesus Show, not that one. And I'll see you next week.